Good morning, people of YouTube. So we are back again today with another deck profile, but real quick, I want to announce that we are starting another giveaway on the channel. So what we have is going to be a cumulative giveaway, whereas I don't have everything for the giveaway in front of me. I'm going to keep getting stuff to give away over the course of until we do it. So we're gonna do the giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. And these are some of the items we have so far. I have 4 memorial packs. I have one of these deck boxes that you get from entering the webcam tournaments. You fold this out and it is a deck box. There are instructions if you can read Japanese. If not, good luck following the diagrams. We have a sealed sweepstakes for the giveaway that Bandai did. And then I have one of the unsealed sweepstakes without the DBZ promos because I wanted a set of the DBZ promos for myself. So this is going to be given away by itself. There's one of these in this, but there's DBZ promos in this one. I only need a set for my binder because I do like Goku. You know, I grew up in the 90s. And again, you know, the memorial packs, everybody loves those. And deck box if you're into that. So, yeah. The deck we are going to be profiling today is going to be none other than Imperialdramon. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so starting off with the babies, we got 3 copies of Overground and 2 copies of Minomon. I do not know if this is correct. I like this card a lot. I feel like it could be a 2 of. I like this card a lot. I feel like it could be Tanamon. Or I feel like this card could be a 3 of. I feel like you could go 2 of this, and 1 Tanamon. Like, in all honesty. I think in the green build of Imperialdramon, the eggs are kind of up in the air. You need at least a couple power boosters so that you can at least have one chain that can hit over Omnimons and stuff. But gaining memory is also really nice, and having access to this is just good. So that's what I'm playtesting right now, and I like it so far, but I've been changing this up a bit as I go. Starting off with the rookies, we got 4 copies of Agumon. This is going to be a staple in green for the foreseeable future. Dimitri also wants to be in the deck profile because he is a cat. So Agumon in both red and green are just going to be a 4 of in the deck, and at least until BT5. We got 4 Gobbly and 2 Argo as the 6 2-drop vanillas. I think this is fine. I like 2-drop vanillas, especially in green, because you build up an Imperialdramon stack, and then you can close out the game with just cheap bodies. So these help, and they can let you build up another chain really quickly. Because, like, if you have a Memory Setter Tamer out, you can evolve something in the raising area, then play one of these, and then evolve it into a blocker and leave them at 1. And it's just a lot of fun. So the last rookies we play are going to be 2 copies of Terriermon. I guess not the last. There's one more after this. But Terriermon is really good for shutting out Rookie Rush, any blue variant, anything playing Hammer Spark, all the rogue, like Lilithmon matchups, some Ragnalordmon. Well, actually, all Ragnalordmon. Terriermon shuts that down. So, honestly, I could consider cutting one of the goblins for another Terrier, but right now 2 is fine. I see it when I need it, but I would very much consider bumping this up to 3. And then the last rookie we are playing is Kokuwamon. And I really want to shout out Overground Gaming for this one because I watched his deck profile on Green Imperialdramon like as I was playtesting this, and I wasn't playing this card before, and he said giving Imperialdramon just extra security attack while having multiple swings is busted. So I was like, yes, sounds busted. Let's try it out. And he was right. So he was playing 3. He said he could go up to 4. I've been playtesting 2, and I like it at 2. He was also playing the level 5 Argomon so that he could spit out rookies from his hand, and I am not playing that card because I do not like it in this build, and that's just me personally. But Kokuwamon is still a really good card. If you open this and it's your only rookie, you can just evolve into it and leave him at 1, which sounds bad, but you're still choking him out, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But giving security attack +1 to an Imperialdramon is definitely worth it, and something I would recommend you experiment with. So, again, shoutouts to Overground Gaming for recommending that, and we will link his channel in the description. But onto the level 4s, we have 2 copy of Gargomon. He has pants now, and he gives you a power boost. We have 2 copies of Kabuterimon, again, with the power boost. They both die to Alter S, but this dies to Volcanic, and this doesn't. But this is cheaper, so I like splitting them up. In testing, it's really good. I like having it. You have to have at least 4 power boosters in green to combine with this Agumon. Just otherwise, what's the point? Because that's the appeal of green, is making big Digimon. So, and it helps in all of your matchups. A lot of people play more power boosters. I cut a couple to make room for Stingmon, because you can make yourself have multiple attacks with Imperialdramon, and while this doesn't activate multiple times a turn, if you can give yourself just 1 extra memory, a lot of these champions cost 1 to evolve into, so that's an extra cycle. Just green being able to play like blue and having all access to all these cards that gain you memory now is kind of insane. So I do like Stingmon in this list. It's a great card. But again, all of these cards die to Alter S, so I am still playing 1 copy of Edgy. And this gives me a total of 7 1 cost to evolve into level 4s, which helps this deck flow very smoothly. I also have a single copy of the level 4 Argomon, because this one can still evolve into both Pyildramon and Dinobemon. The big thing about playing the level 5 Argomon is that if you evolve Imperialdramon over this, it's going to cost 5 memory. Sure, download helps you facilitate faster plays, but I like the download in my level 4, and I'd actually consider bumping this up to 2 or 3, just because downloading really quickly can help you get into Imperialdramon faster. And if you, especially in the mirror match, if you get your Imperialdramon out before they get their Imperialdramon out, you can kind of blow them out of the water. And then I have 4 Woodmon. Again, with the mirror match, this really helps out. And with Rookie Rush, this really helps out. In a lot of the tournaments that have been happening lately, Rookie Rush has had a very, very high number of participants. So I expect blocker counts index to go up. So we have 4 Woodmon. So I guess I didn't go over the ratios. So there are 12 level 4s and 14 level 3s. There are 8 level 5s. There are 4 Pyildramon and 4 Dinobemon. So I see a lot of people trying to make space for 5 level 5s in Imperialdramon decks, and I don't really agree with that unless you're playing cards like in blue, like if you played Leopardmon with Imperial, which is nuts, by the way. I tested that out and it was a lot of fun, but I never came up with a definitive list. So maybe I'll test around that again and try to give you guys a list for that. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. But if you aren't playing other level 6s, then, and your only option to evolve into is Imperial, then if you're playing other level 5s, that's going to cost you the full 5 to get into this card. And that's just not good. You want to be evolving into this card for 3. So if you are going to play other level 5s than these, I do have 2 I would recommend. One would be Cherry, because you can stop on this card. It's a big blocker, and big blockers are good. And the other would actually be Digimon, because, again, having this deck gain extra memory out of nowhere can really help you facilitate some plays. And I do really like this card. This card was amazing in my playtesting in 1.0. And this deck still plays like Puppetmon and some high drops, so you can do the play where you borrow the memory and then you spend it all so that they don't gain any extra. And it's really good. So if you are going to play another level 5, I'd recommend one of those 2. But this is really all the deck needs, is these right here. On the level 6s, it's an Imperialdramon deck. So we got 4 of the blue one, and I have 1 of the green one. So this is a ratio I see a lot. I agree with it. I would test this at 2 if I had 2 of it. I do not have 2 of it, but I feel like I always have an Imperialdramon when I need one. So I don't think I need to. These are good cards. They're your main win condition. You can attack 3 times in 1 turn with this card if you get the combo. And yeah, it's your main win condition. It's an Imperialdramon deck. You're clicking on the deck profile. This is the boss monster. There he is. We do have 1 more level 6. It's Puppet. I want to make room for a second, but I haven't done that yet. So we have 1. This card is kind of one of those cards that just comes out of nowhere in this deck, especially in the green variant. Everybody expects Puppetmon in the blue variant, but nobody expects it in the green variant, and it's a green card, which kind of throws me off a little bit. But it's really good for just, if you swing out a bunch of times and you didn't get the kill, you can just tap down their board, and then you have another turn. And if you give this deck another turn, it's game over. Because you're swinging at least twice, 3 times. Sometimes you have security attack +1 every time you have jamming. So I do like Puppetmon in this deck. I would like to bump it up to 2. I do not have the room right now, but maybe I will in the future. The only Tamer in the deck is going to be 4 Davis. Now, I'm playing 4 because this card is very important to see early. If you can play this card on turn 1, that is ideal. Sure, you pass the turn with 4 memory, but you will guarantee that you always get to evolve into a champion and an ultimate in the same turn, because all of your champions are super cheap. And if you do a champion and ultimate with this out, you're just left the 3, then you pass them at 1. And choking them out is always good. Plus, this helps you set your hand, and setting your hand early is just bonkers. Like, if you turn 1, play this, and grab an Imperial off of it, then your opponent knows that you have it, sure. But then they know that you have it, and they have to fear it the entire time. And who's to say you aren't going to draw a second one in the time that you build up to the first, because, you know, you play 5 of that card. So Davis is just very strong. Setting yourself to 3 is the main thing, but setting your hand is also, that's just so good in this deck. And you play blue and green targets, and this is more likely to get a blue Digimon in this deck, since you're playing 8, than it would be to get a green Digimon in the blue deck, because you only play like 5 or 6. Because you just play the 4 Dino B in the blue variant, and then maybe 1 or 2 Puppet, and then 1 of the green guy. So, something to point out, I am not playing Omnimon in this list. I hate Omnimon in this list. you have 4 dudes that it can evolve on top of, and those 4 dudes are your win condition. So I don't like giving up my win condition for removal. I would rather just play removal. That's my take on Omnimon in this deck. A lot of people disagree with me. That's fine. You know, that's your play style. Maybe you like just building up into an Omnimon, because if you get the Kokuwamon under it, you can get security attack +1. You can give it the Stingmon so that if it kills something, you gain a memory. Like, you can put some nuts inheritable skills on Omnimon in this deck. I just don't like taking that route. And I feel like it sits in my hand way more often than I actually play it. So, like, if you're playing green and you're putting Omnimon in it, just count to yourself how many times Omnimon is sitting in your hand and you're just being like, man, I can't even play this card. So that's how it felt to me when I was playtesting this deck with Omnimon, and so I just took it out for better cards, to tell you the truth. And I'm also not playing Bonko Stingmon. I don't think it's necessary in this deck. You want to be swinging at security most of the time. And while this is good at clearing threats, you have other answers to it. And you really don't want to be giving up your ultimate stack to evolve into this. You want to be evolving into Imperial every time. So that's why I didn't include this. This card is really good if you are playing an extra level 5 like the Argomon or these other two. Then I would maybe consider playing it, but I'm not, so I didn't. On to the last couple cards in the deck. We have the options and the tamers. It's a green deck. So we have 2 Flower Cannon. This card is actually really good in Imperial. You can just suspend the blocker and go in for the kill, or you can suspend something and then swing over it with Piercing, because this deck has a lot of that. And if Rookie Rush hits this in security, it's still a blowout. So, speaking of blowout cards, we have Hammer Spark. So, we have these 2, these 3, the 4 Davis, and then every level 6 in this deck that they can hit in security. So this deck actually has some really good security checks. And with the Davis, the Hammer Spark is super consistent. I'm actually considering bumping this up to 4, just because it's so consistent with the Davis. And gaining extra memory in green is just really good. A lot of the times you'll have the draw power that you need, so you'll just have these in your hand so you can stockpile these and just go for a big push. And one of the things about Imperial decks is your opponent will be like, yes, he can't evolve into the level 5 and the level 6 and get the massive play because I didn't leave him with enough memory to do that. And then you get set to 3 on your turn with the Davis, which is enough to evolve once. And then you activate a couple of these, swing over something with the Stingmon, and then all of a sudden you have enough memory to evolve again. So, I really want to bump this up to 4, but again, space is tight in this deck. And the last option is, of course, Hidden Potential Discovered, because it's limited to 1. And if it wasn't, we would be playing 2 of it in this deck. Because while it is good, it's one of those cards that you kind of sit on it and wait. Unlike Hammer Spark, which you can just kind of blow if you ever need to. This is kind of situational, especially in this deck, since you have all these skills to evolve up. But still, evolving into Dino B or evolving into evolving Dino B specifically into Imperial is really good off of this card. And again, evolving into Dino B off of this card is really good because it costs the same as evolving into the Imperial once you have the stack. So, I really like it. In playtesting, this deck is really, really solid. It has all of the tools to face off against the top meta decks. I don't know where the green build of this stands currently because I need to give it more testing, but everybody says the blue variant is tier 1, and I don't think this variant is worse. So, take that with what you will. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so that we can hit 1,000 subscribers and do the giveaway. And, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.